Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the one and only Tonni Lea.
That's good. Oh, thank you. Oh, I want to open up with a story that I heard. This mom decided that she needed to get her son up, and his name was John. So she said, John, you need to get up this morning. And he's like, Mom, I just really don't feel like it today. And she goes, but John, you really need to get up. And so she left, and she came back and she said, Johnny, you need to get up. And he said, Mom, I really don't want to get up today. I just want to lay here and rest. He said, why do I need to get up? And she said, Johnny, don't you remember you're the pastor of the church? There's many times that I have forgotten who I am. And that was because of all of the different things that happened in my life, all of the different traumas, all the different issues that I dealt with from ex-husbands, from family. It's very difficult sometimes when your own family turns against you. But you know what? I found too, God blessed me with an amazing family. And that's all of you. I have thousands of dear brothers and sisters now, even in other countries. So my message is about redeemed. That's part of it, being redeemed. After you go through all of the issues and you come out fighting, you become a warrior woman. Yeah, we know about that because we did a book, Warrior Women 2, Anita and I, with Ken, who is the publisher. Amazing stories. And that's just who I am. Why am I that? Well, at the age of 5, my body was introduced to, it wasn't sacred anymore. Then as a teenager, same thing, family, right? And then it also led me to picking out the wrong husbands. They were all sex addicts, both of them. I wish Trent was here because he was the one that wanted me to talk about it. But the funny story about that is the fact that when I found out for the 5th time that my ex-husband was cheating on me, I got a message on my phone that was meant for someone else. I knew it was not meant for me. So I called him up and I told him, I said, you get your ass home and get your stinking stuff out. Now, I'm done. I'm over it. Because he kept saying, oh no, it's over. You know, I'll behave, all of that. He didn't. Little did I know that his son thought I still had a gun in the house. So he called the cops. The ex-husband came home, came in the kitchen, kept pushing me up against the counter just because he kept getting in my face. And I turned off and I went outside, went into our attached garage. And he followed me out there. And I looked at him and I said, why can't you stop? Why can't you stop hurting me? Why can't you stop hurting our granddaughter? Because I raised my oldest granddaughter. And he said, I can't. And I said, you're a liar. You can. Well, the police show. And guess who admits what she did to the police? I did. I tell the truth. I've never been in trouble before. I don't know that you're not supposed to, you know, tell them everything that you did. And they come on and they said, you want to tell us what happened? I said, yeah, I'll tell you what happened. I slapped him. And they were like, yeah? Why'd you slap him? I said, well, I'll tell you why I slapped him. I said, again, the 5th time I get a message that was not meant for me. It was meant for someone else that he's sleeping with. I'm done. I want him out of my house. Well, I admitted everything. I went to jail. I sat in the holding block for 5 hours, sobbing and crying. There was a gentleman that was in the next block. And when they finally took me out to book me, he's going like this. Because he had heard me crying. I mean, I was in this place sitting on this concrete bench. I mean, it was the most horrible place I had ever been. One of our sponsors, one of our bigger sponsors, Kurt Zerby Realty, who I worked with, and that's where I learned to become a realtor many years ago, ended up coming to see me because he still had his ministerial alliance. And he walks in and I go in there, you know, you got the glass thing. And he said, Tonni, he said, your ex-husband told me, or husband, told me everything that went on. And I said, yeah. I said, but you know what, Kurt? I said, God's going to use me while I'm in here. And you know he did. I got in the pod. There was a girl there who we had a mutual friend. And she was having some trouble filling out papers. And she goes, would you help me? And I said, sure, I'll help you. And we just connected. I went back to see her twice after I got out. You know, she now goes to my mom and dad's church, and she helps with the women's ministry. Yeah. So if I was only in there to plant that seed, it was worth it all, right? And that's the thing, is scars are worth it. One scar that still is very hard for me, bless Sally. She's such a big help. But it took all of this going through with the ex-husband, who I divorced, dated, remarried, just to find out the affair was still going on. Then I found the 12-step recovery from Dr. Weiss. He takes the 12 steps and he uses them for sex addicts, intimacy, anorexic, narcissists. That's exactly what I was married to. So through the 12 steps, you have to start digging. Why did you choose this? Why is this bothering you? What is this pain all for? Well, the day after Mother's Day, 1990, I had an abortion. I knew it was a little girl. I have her ultrasound hanging up in my office. But I had to get rid of that. It was hidden, and it was killing me. It was really killing me, physically and mentally. But it took going through all of those other things for that to finally come out. My family didn't even know. He was so embarrassed and so worried about his reputation in town because he was a big business leader. And so I gave in and I did it. I'm the one that lived with it. And I tell you what, being redeemed from something like that is called a vision. A vision of God and Jesus, or Jesus and Melissa Lee, running through this most beautiful green field, and it's got these green hedges and these butterflies, and they're chasing them, and they're running hand in hand. I know where she is. I know who's taking care of her. And I can't wait to get home to meet her, because I know she's going to be at the gate waiting for me so I can meet her. There was a picture that God gave me in my mind. And I don't know if it was like a couple days later, a week later, or something like that. Just scrolling through Facebook, this picture comes up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there she is. She's at the ocean. The ocean is huge for me. Huge for me. That's how God speaks to me. And the water, the living water rushes over me. It rushes through my life. And there she is. Now, who put that picture in Facebook? So I took, and someone took it and made a picture. So now her picture hangs in my office with all of my grandchildren. These are my 2 twin grandsons. It's just amazing. They know about it now. They know that they have an aunt in heaven. Redeemed. Says that he will restore what the locust ate, what the enemy has stolen. He doesn't just restore, he redeems. I'm living in my redemption. This is my redemption, because I can take the message out and I can share it. I can do things like this. I can connect with all of these people, and, you know, I don't necessarily look for the speakers. They will come across and I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, that one. Yes, that one. The Lord brings them. It's just like our guests. God brought them. My twin, we sat and we met on Facebook, and we went and met for dinner up here. And we started talking, and we're like, oh my gosh, no, you? Yeah, you. And it was just like, oh my gosh, twins. And it's amazing how God brings people into your life. Redemption. It's there. You know why? Because he loves you so very, very much. You can't explain it. You can't fathom it here. There's no end to it, right? To know the height, the depth, the width, and the length of his love. That is my heart's desire. Redemption. Redeemed. I'm not only restored, but I am being redeemed. I am Tonni Lea, and I am a warrior woman.